content afterwards. You know what I mean? I could have gave him been like, nobody cares about me. I'm gonna shut up, shut up, shut up, shut the fuck up. Your loud ass fucking car. This shit. Why? Good morning. I tried to film a video yesterday and I hated it so freaking much because I was so angry. And I probably showed a clip of it, but it's because the topic I wanted to talk about was not working and it was irritating the shit out of me. But also there's outside factors that have still been weighing on my heart and have been frustrating me. And I'm someone, okay, before we even get into that, today I want to talk about anger. I'm someone who's not always very angry. I don't get angry. When I do, you really had to do something to piss me off. Like, that was bubbling over and you caused it. You did that. Like, I'm not an angry person. I don't like to get angry because I don't like how it makes me feel. But yesterday, that anger that I felt, it almost felt irrational. But I had every right to be angry. You know what I'm saying? And that helped me realize that I don't allow myself to feel certain emotions because of, childhood trauma, shit like that. But also because sometimes I frown upon my anger because I know how crazy I can get with the anger. Like, I can get real crazy up in this bitch. So the fact that I was able to give myself grace and allow myself that day to be angry, when I tell you nothing was working. And I don't like to be angry. Whenever I feel that anger, I'm like, okay, we have to transmute it. We have to create. We have to write a song. We have to go to the gym. We have to do some TikToks. We have to do something so that we don't feel this anger. But if you don't feel your anger, that shit is gonna bubble up. So I'm so glad I got to feel that shit yesterday. I punched a few pillows, didn't work. I wrote angry letters, that was perfect. And then I slept. That was great. But I wanted to make this because I'm someone who's a spiritual person, and New Age spirituality, I feel like it teaches you love and light, do all of this, and be the best you can be while remaining as positive as you can. And I feel like that's very damaging because I feel like some people might take it the wrong way, and I have to push down my anger. I don't want to push that shit down no more, bitch. I'm pissed off. I'm angry. And I have every right to be angry. I'm frustrated. And you're going to be frustrated with your journey, with your creative journey, with any path that you're on, especially as a 20-year-old. You have every right to be angry. We've been put into this world and then strapped up in a bunch of suits and told to go to work in a cubicle. Yeah, I'd be pissed too because what? We just been in the system this whole time. We've been in kindergarten, grammar school, high school, college, then straight to work life. We don't have any time to be fucking free for real. It's just always work-centered. We don't have any time in this society for emotions, and that's the problem. And I don't want to make this a bigger scale. I want to talk more about my personal issues, but the main thing I'm trying to convey in this is just feel your anger, because it's better than keeping it pushed down or being irritated and just letting it sit. I just had to feel it. And sometimes the creative endeavors are going to work and sometimes they're not going to work. And then I was talking about quitting, like I'd rather fail before I quit. And yesterday was a big failure for me in my eyes, because I just felt like I was supposed to be doing everything, but it's like sometimes the universe just wants you to sit the hell down and be with you. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we see you doing everything that you want. We see you taking those risks. We see you trying. But you just need to sit the fuck down. Like, just calm down and it'll be fine. Like, you don't have to be hyperactive all the time to get what you want. You don't have to have this toxic work mentality to get where you want to go. Because it's gonna work out for you anyway. As long as you're putting out into the universe, it's gonna work for you. You feel me? And it's hard to remember that. It's really hard to remember that sometimes. Like, I did so many things yesterday. I was all over the place. And you know what's crazy? I was trying to film this video yesterday, and then a whole bunch of sirens went off. This AC came on, all of that. And I couldn't find my AirPods to go to the gym. Oh my God. I was like so just irritated yesterday. I just felt like pooey. I felt like I couldn't do anything. I was so irritated. I stopped that last recording at 5:55. Wow. But yeah, I made this whole video just to say to feel your feelings and don't stress if you get angry. Don't feel like you're a terrible person for getting angry if you are like me, because I know it's hard for me to rationalize my emotions and to accept my emotions, because I've always been told that I'm crazy for how I feel, like just straight gaslighting since birth. And it's like very hard to allow myself to feel those emotions. Am I like my own therapist? Because I really just have a whole video diary that just talks about when I'm sad or when I'm happy. I need to come back on here when I'm happy. Because you guys are probably like, damn, bitch, you always in a sad ass mood. No, I'm not. I'm just like, I don't know. Oh my God, it looks like I have a bob. I don't. But yeah. See, I feel so much better today because I allowed myself to feel that anger. Because I was sitting here and I'm just like, I'm pissed. Like the worst possible things, not the worst possible things, like let's relax, you know what I'm saying? But like I was that angry, and it took me visualizing the anger towards the person or the people that I was angry at to allow it to release. I did my little spill, my little you know what I mean? Like, F you, forget you, you're this, that, and the third. And then I was asleep after. And now I wake up and I'm fine. I wouldn't say I'm still like dealing with a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of hoo-ha, but I can see clearer now. I know how to address it properly. I couldn't see through my anger yesterday. And I think sometimes we do need that minute for ourselves. So while this whole thing that I'm talking about, we just need to have time for our emotions, you know? It's you want to just one track mind, reach your goals if you're anything like me, if you're a perfectionist like me, if you're like hyperactive like me. You just want to reach your goals so freaking fast. You just want it to come into your reality so bad that sometimes you ignore the world around you. You ignore your inner stressors, your outside stressors. Sometimes life is going to try and distract you, and sometimes you have to listen. Sometimes you have to let life distract you. Because when the universe is constantly like telling you no, or like just putting inconveniences in your way so you can sit down, sometimes it's okay to sit down. Like, we need to allow ourselves grace. I'm talking to myself. We need to give ourselves grace for when we feel like absolute poop, you know, or whenever we need those mental breaks. It's very hard for me to want to take a break because I always feel like I should be doing more, you know, even if I did enough. It never feels like enough. Yo, I'm gonna be the craziest workaholic. Y'all gonna be like, Kaylee, why don't you go? No. Kaylee, why don't you come on vacation? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. basically this whole talk was about emotions. Feel your emotions. If people know where they had you fucked up at, okay, life is gonna get you. You have every right to be mad that you can't find your AirPods. You have every right to be mad that your room is still a mess and you just cleaned it, because that's how I feel. Every time I clean my room, it's like, I just cleaned you. Why are you a mess again? You have every right to not want to go to class. You have every right to not want to do things. You have every right to look at the day and be like, I don't sign up. Like, I don't want to do this. You have to feel your emotions. And I think that's a very important part of growing up in adulthood. And because of the generation that we had before, they weren't allowed to feel their emotions. I saw this video on TikTok, and I totally have to put the link in there. They weren't allowed to feel their emotions because there wasn't the resources to deal with their emotions. So they got used to their pain, right? Don't look to anybody else to rationalize your emotions, to tell you it's valid, unless it's a therapist, like, but you need to rationalize your own. You need to hug yourself. Tap into that inner child and be like, it's okay. I love you. Sometimes I'll hug myself because I'm just like, yeah. And you'd be surprised how much crying you'll do just from hugging yourself. Just from hugging yourself, or punching a pillow, or writing an angry letter. That's all that all those subconscious emotions that you've been holding on to that have just been sitting in your stomach. And you're like, I need to let that go. It needs to go. Look, I'm someone who's hyperactive. I'm always all over the place. I want to go to the gym. I want to write songs. I want to create. I want to do all this. Yesterday, the universe was like, girl, you better sit your ass down. You're not doing none of that today. But today, I need to be on my shit. But not as crazy. But for real, like, you would have thought I took like hella Red Bulls yesterday. I was bouncing off the walls. I was all over the place. But seriously, always come back to you at the end of the day. As important as your journey is, your mental health and your physical health is way more important. Way more important. Especially your mental health. Because you don't realize how quickly that shit can get away from you. Okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I feel so much better about this one. The last one was poop. I was so mad. But yeah, I'll put a clip in here. Bye.